SoundCloud listeners and YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. Hope you're all doing quite well. Oh boy. So I've been uploading videos for a little while, as you can see, and that's generally because I sort of gave a grace period with the said Let's Plays I've done, or at least the ones I've edited down and put up on YouTube. I feel bad for doing that, though. It's like a certain guilt for putting up Let's Plays on YouTube like that, just pure Let's Plays, no creativity behind them, nothing like that, just me straight playing it through and just uploading it up on YouTube. I don't know, I just feel weird about doing Let's Plays, at least with YouTube anyway. I just like playing games through generally, and if I'm like doing like a live stream or something on Twitch, that's one thing, because that's what the website's primarily designed for. But then it just becomes a weird thing, I just feel awkward doing them. That's generally it is. I mean, I still like doing the Let's Plays for the adventure games. Those are like something I can actually sink my teeth into. As I actually like doing those, so there's no problem with me doing the Let's Plays for those, because those actually have a story involved where it's actually quite cool, and I can interact, and I can go, in my unique way, I suppose, even though it's technically, played through the same way as many people have done before me, and as well as beside me when the game originally came out, which is most of those games that I'm deciding on wanting to do. I'm thinking about doing the Island of Dr. Brain next. It's just the fact that I have to do it when, of course, when it's a good day, to do so, because otherwise the Castle of Dr. Brain actually tired me out. The little story behind that is I literally played that exact game from start to finish for about 6 to 7 hours straight. There was no breaks. So from the bung crack of dawn all the way later on throughout the day, my eyes were just like bloodshot. I was extremely tired, and it was just, I did not like doing that very much. So probably, after I figured out that the website does save your saves on DOS, I was like, whew, because the emulator they have actually does save on the website, which I was like, I thought that was awesome. But I didn't think it actually worked. At least I didn't believe it worked. Or I probably didn't read the instructions, probably located below if they even explain that fact. But I was just sitting there going, just freaking exhausted out of my ass. Just like, sound like a really drunk Stallone, like, just going off the hook like that. So luckily it saves, so I can have some hope of actually playing through an entire game and then just being able to go back to it and be able to play some more of it. When it comes to getting an actual DOS box working on my computer, here's the thing about that. I've asked around a little bit, and some people kind of said the same thing, I think, with what I'm, my opinion about DOS box. I mean, I do have DOS box my old computer. I could easily just zip it up and put it in this computer and try my luck with Windows 7 trying to accept it or not, which I don't think that would work, because XP to Windows 7 is just not going to work. But basically, what I wanted to do was, record from that software rather than going to a website, because the website was having hiccups left and right. You can see the thing would slow down a little bit. That's just how it was. I had hardware going, or not hardware, I had software going, and the browser itself, Firefox, which is my preference of choice, just has little memory leaks from time to time, which is just a big pain in the ass to record off of. I mean, just for little simple videos, no animations going, just me explaining a website or whatever, that's one thing entirely, it's easy to, sort of the Kindle, so to speak. Whew. So I also figured I wanted to try out Fallout Shelter on my cell phone for a gameplay video, and just a little video, nothing too long, just explain the game very faintly and how it works. And Fallout Shelter is a free game that you can get off your Android or your whatever device you like to use it off right now. So that means you can just literally just go and get it from the App Store, like Google Play or whatever the iOS store is there, and you can go ahead and play. So it's free. It's like a side paneled Sims game in a sense, I guess you can kind of call it that. The cool thing about the game is that it's like also like Sim Earth, if you remember that game, like with the ants and everything. It's kind of like that a little bit like that. That's what I thought was pretty charming about the game. So I'm playing it through, and the game glitches on me, and this is just something that kind of made me rip my hair out. And then, of course, I went to the forums to go check this out, see if anyone else had the same problem, but there was pretty much a little witch hunt with that. And by witch hunt, I mean, if you explain the situation to people, what happened to you, they'll just say you were cheating or time warping or something like that. They'll easily say that right off the bat, which I didn't. You know, I just simply turned off my phone after I was done playing it, made sure the application was closed, and then I log into the game again and play it some more, and nothing moved. You know, the times on the counters are fine. And then I look at my bar for electricity, food, and water. Those 3 bars don't go hinge. They don't move at all. I'm like, what the fuck happened to the game? So I had this really weird bug. I had to unfortunately start over a different vault. So I like the game, so that's why I'm just simply restarting. I still play the vault anyway. It's still playable. It's just, unfortunately, nothing happens. You can't go to the wilderness. You can't do anything like that. So it sucks. So I'm just going to sit there and be like, ugh, and start fresh with a new vault. I mean, at least I have better experience with the game. I understand it a lot more, and, the balance between what buildings and everything, or what rooms, you need, the synergy with that, and electricity and water and food, so that way you have a good chemistry with all this boiling together. It works pretty well. Speaking of chemistry, though, I have a gentleman named Joshua from the Game Huggers here on YouTube, he does a series on here recently, much more recently. He did a Rampage with his buddy, and him and Matt were playing some Rampage on the NES, and some people consider it the inferior port. I thought the game was fine on the NES, it wasn't so bad. But basically, obviously, the arcade version's the best one. Everyone knows that. That's a given. You have the N64 version, which wasn't too shabby. It wasn't great, but it wasn't too shabby. It was pretty fun. I mean, you can't get wrong, or cannot go wrong with a good Rampage game anyway. So it's sort of like, if you have a friend with you, it's good times. It's good eats. But yeah, I wish they'd actually bring back the Rampage series and do something for Steam, like a endless mode or something like that, or on the home consoles like PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and all that. Just to have a game where you just continuously rampage and you keep on going until you die. And then it just made sense while I was watching his video, because the theme of his Until I Die, which is the show he does, and then you look at the game, I think it'd be a perfect candidate for that type of style, where it's like a roguelike, where things are just randomly generated, where it's not unfair, and starts off very simple, very, very easy, or simply easy, enough where you're not going to die off the bat, and then it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up. Shit gets crazier and crazier and crazier, and random and random and random, and you can pick up little power-ups for your characters like George and all that, and just simply go about and just annihilate things, as you do in the show. Well, not the show, but in the game, having a brain fart from hell. I saw George, and I was thinking of some show or something like that. I think Seinfeld or something. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, I'm actually going to be having Josh come on to the show for the DanVanDam and Friends podcast. It's going to happen probably soon, very soon. We're still butting heads on the idea. And yesterday I was just not feeling well. I don't know what the hell was up with my immune system. I just felt like freaking Duke Nukem from Captain Planet threw some sludge in my face or something. I was like, ooh, I just... Or remember, I was actually at that death animation from Street Fighter 2. You lose, that type of thing. I was like, fuck me. So I just ended up laying down in bed, and that was it. I just was not... It was just like one of those summer cold things that just whack you really hard across the face, and you just have to sleep it off, and it just goes away. I didn't take any medication or nothing like that. I just jumped straight into bed. I was like, fuck this shit. You're getting out of my system right now, motherfucker. So I just jumped in the bed, and that was that. I feel a little bit better. I'm just having the cold sweats, even though it's warm as hell in this room. You expect to have a normal sweat, but no, I'm having a cold sweat. I'm just like, just jittery stuff. So that was terrible. I mean, last night I did manage to have some Subway or whatever, so I was able to scarf that down, which was fine. I was like, "You're Subway, eat fresh, motherfuckers." So I just ended up scarfing that down, and that was pretty tasty. So yeah, that was basically a little update of what's been going on. I mean, I probably am going to try to do more face camera videos where I'm on camera more often. I don't know. I just feel awkward being on camera sometimes, and I mean, I'm kind of used to it being on YouTube, but it's just still that awkward feeling. I don't really like being on camera at all. I don't mind talking, but it's just sort of like, because then I have to set up a prop here or there, or, you know, OCD kicks up and it just becomes terrible, where I could just sit butt-ass naked or something. I'm not butt-ass naked, by the way. I'm wearing like a Newegg t-shirt, which Newegg.com, that's a website with electronics and software and shit like that. Computer nerds basically go on that website to buy electronics, and recently, though, Newegg has been starting to go into consumer electronics and consumer appeal, such as like t-shirts and, you know, blenders or whatever else. They have all that kind of stuff on there, which I like. Newegg, it's a pretty good website, but, you know, unfortunately you got to have some bank to go on that website. I mean, sometimes they have really good deals, but you just got to be very freaking lucky to realize the time and date when they do happen. Hui. But yeah, I've been thinking about playing, as much as I'm gritting my teeth for video, the Hollow Knights for the Wii. And it's just one of those type of games I don't like at all. I just don't like the game. It's just like I look at it and I grit my teeth and I fucking hate you, game. But it's just, I thought it'd be a funny thing to do for YouTube, just because I don't like the game very much. I mean, some people do. They're like, oh my god, this game's so great. You're just an asshole for thinking that. You know, between that, or I was thinking about doing some game I was playing a little bit recently here on Steam, which I'll bring it up here real quick. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's pretty cool. Zombie Army Trilogy is having a featuring Left 4 Dead characters, so the original ones. Well, not so much the original. Wait. Is it everybody? I think it's Coach and let me pause that real fast. I don't care so much about that. Yeah, it looks like they're having Earl, Zoe, Bill, and Coach on there, which I like those characters. Those are pretty cool. I'd play that. I mean, I actually liked the Zombie Army game. It was actually something I played the hell out of. It's called a bias, but I do like Sniper Elite V2. Like, I really like that game. Like, really do. Oh, that's right, you fight Zombie Hitler. That was right. Okay. I was like tripping balls. Like, wait a minute, do we have to fight Hitler in that game? I can't remember. Yes, we do. Cool. So yeah, basically you fight those characters, and that'd be that. But it's really a good game anyway. So yeah, if you haven't tried out Zombie Army Trilogy, which is has all three of the Zombie Elite V2 add-ons or standalone games for Zombie Army, which are pretty good. You kill zombie Nazis, which is a pretty clever idea, and the combat's exactly the same as V2 if you haven't tried it. So yeah, sorry if I went off track there. Just sort of promoting a game I don't even technically own right now, but I own part 1, but I don't own part 2 or 3, or the trilogy, so at least I could vouch for the first game, so whatever. Touch my nipples and tap dance with monkeys, I suppose. But yeah, that is all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll try to do more of these soon if I can.